Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tony's Picks Happy Hour here for Tuesday. What is it? July 1st. It's Canada Day. Woo! James came up too early and smacked him back, and now they're sitting 4-2 here in the later innings in that one. Like a nice sunny day. They got the roof open in Toronto for the fans. Everybody's all in their red. I got my red sporting out here in the western part of Canada. So definitely looking forward to tonight's games. Hey, we've had a few rainouts already. Tigers, Nats rained out. Padres, Phillies rained out. Hey, it's that time of year. We got to deal with TBDs and rainouts. So we know the weather's heating up. Dog days of summer. We got storms and weather's a brew because there's still a few more games that's brewed out. Most likely Brewers and Brewers game looking like it's rained out too as well. New York and the Brew Crew. Possibility in Boston, possibility in Atlanta. But hey, we'll see how Ramon's Monday went, and then we'll get to Tuesday's action. For me, I had a 3-3 day, Ramon. Split it. Went 3-3 right down the middle and came ahead plus $35. So wasn't a losing day, but almost I call it a break-even day. And you wipe that one off onto Tuesday's action. And I just had the Blue Jays were a free play, nothing on the slate until tonight's action. So definitely looking forward to that. How about you? How are you doing here on this Tuesday?
Yeah, I've been loving the tennis here. That's where I've been able to pick up some winners. Went 2-1 for the second straight day. Just take that at least here in closely rated matches. Just saw some of the action wrap up a short time ago. So I'll keep firing there. I think on the grass courts to keep the wins coming there. We'll try to make best what we can of today's Major League Baseball card. We're kind of. I don't know. I should probably use a pencil instead of a pen, Ron. I got a lot of scratches all over this sheet here with these rainouts, and there's be just some double headers tomorrow, so we'll be ready for some extra games there. And happy Canada Day to you and all the Canadian. I should have worn my red here. I see I'm watching the game. Everybody's wearing red. I feel like I'm a little lost. But hey, maybe Toronto. Look, they gave up those 2 runs early, and they got them back and then some. So maybe a little Canadian karma here can get this victory for the Jays. Beat Max Fried. Let's go.
Right, let's get it. I hope so. I mean, a nice way to kick off Canada today, and a nice way to kick off July as well. So they can't complain. Definitely, yeah. Keep trying to get it, kicking it on the grass picks, as Kevin says. We want grass picks, Ramon. Grass picks. And no, we're not giving you the best weed advice on a grass pick. We understand. Give us that grass picks in the tennis play. Definitely been some good matches on the grass because tuned in to watch a couple. I'm not betting any. Definitely not betting any of these. I'll watch.
Big Scott in the chat, big American loss there. Coco Gauff, no contest. She was done there. Not a great effort from Gauff there, but hey, we still have a couple weeks to go with tennis. But down went the American Coco.
Right? Maybe she just no more grass jokes. All right, on to today's MLB. Let's try to smack it out of the park with the MLB and stay on track, stay focused, don't get distracted. All right, first game we're looking at, we got St. Louis taking on the Pirates. We got Minnesota taking on the Marlins. Another game of possibility in Miami, maybe later. I think they get this game started, and then there's a possibility of rain in Miami as well. Athletics taking on the Rays. What else we got here? We got Boston taking on the Reds, and then we'll throw in the Angels taking on Atlanta. Same thing with Atlanta and Boston. Possibility of rain or rainouts in those games as well. But hey, we'll touch on them, and then we'll throw in Baltimore taking on Texas. I don't know, Ramon, what do you like here in the early slate of MLB?
Are you a meteorologist or a handicapper, Rod? You're telling me more games are going to get rained out. Maybe you need to put a big green screen behind you to point out where the rain's coming. Let's take a look. I'm going to go to Cincinnati and Boston. I saw a ton of runs yesterday in this game, but I don't know. Hopefully we get this one in. Maybe we should have picked the ones that are going to play, but we don't know. So let me try it here with Cincinnati and Boston here. I know there was a big outburst of runs there yesterday, but I'm going to end up going under here with Singer and Fitz. I just think it was a little bit of tough luck there for the rookie. Not tough luck. The rookie definitely got to mix in a little bit of different arsenal. Talking about Chase Burns yesterday, giving up all those runs. He never even made it out of the first inning, giving up all those runs yesterday to Boston. But I think with Singer here, he's not the best, but I think we'll get it back under control. And look at this total. I mean, pointing out tens here right now, and I'm going to go under with this one with Singer and Fitz going here. Look, so far, so good, at least for Fitz, right? I mean, 0-3 with a 4.68 ERA. I don't know if I can sell you on the stats here in this one, Rod, but with a 10 out there, and I know the weather's probably even conducive to the overs here, but I'm sticking with the under here in this game. I don't even can't even throw the trends out at you here. Mostly it's just going to be for me Singer to keep this under control. I like the Reds in this game, and I'm going to take the under 10 runs with the Reds and Boston here today. Singer 243 batting average against, and a 7-6 record for the Reds, despite them being slightly under 500. So I'll try the under with the Reds and the Red Sox.
Now for me here, a couple I like in this spot. First one I'm looking at, I like the Rays here in this spot, taking on the Athletics. Hey, the Athletics got the win yesterday, 6-4 in that one. Got the win late. Hey, they went up 4-0. Rays came back, tied it up, and then the Athletics got it late. The 6-4 win in that one. And what do the Rays do? They're pretty good at bouncing back. Straight up on the money line, 21-6 at home over the last couple seasons, following a 2-run or less loss. And then I like Baz getting the start here for the Rays on the bump. For some reason, they just love to play solid baseball when he's on the bump. They've won his last 7 starts straight up, and then in those 7 starts, they've even covered the run line in those starts. I give it to Jeffrey Springs on the other side for the Athletics. He's been pitching not bad for the homeless out on this season. Definitely been a bright spot, but I think the Rays bats can get to him here. Gets Baz some run support. I think we get ourselves a nice little run line win there. I'll take the Rays on the run line in that one. And then another one I'm looking at, hey, Baltimore got themselves a nice little win yesterday, didn't they? Scored themselves 10 runs and doing it. Man, if you had the under, it was looking pretty good early in that one. And then all of a sudden, some late inning shenanigans pushed that one over. And we seen a 10-6 final there yesterday. And guess what the Baltimore Orioles do when they score 10 runs? They lose the following game. 0-7 straight up is this Baltimore squad after they score a game with 10 runs. Also, after they have a game where they win by 4 or more runs. 4-16 is this Baltimore squad. And then you look at who's on the bump here for these two teams. Baltimore, we're throwing out Brandon Young. It wasn't supposed to be Old Man Morton, but he's been thrown onto the injured report. And we got DeGrom going for Texas. And I just think that's a huge mismatch pitching-wise early. I think Texas bats will be able to pile on some runs off of Young and then get to the bullpen. And have that Texas bullpen hasn't been horrible at spots this year, so I can't complain. There are definitely plenty of worse bullpens than the Texas bullpen this year. So give me Texas. Might even take them on the run line there. Double run line play for me. Give me Texas run line, and we'll throw in the Rays run line as well. Hey, that wraps up the early MLB we're looking at. Let's head on to the late night slate there, Ramon. We'll get it kicked off with we got Cleveland taking on the Cubs, Astros into Colorado to take on the Rockies. We got the Giants taking on Arizona. We got the Royals into Seattle for game number 2. And then we got the White Sox taking on the Dodgers. Head on over to Ramon. What do you got for us tonight in the late night MLB?
Yeah, Cleveland and the Cubs here. Cleveland coming in a losing streak. Gavin Williams on the mound. They've lost 4 straight right now. Williams, pretty okay numbers, 3.68 ERA, 232 batting average against here. He's 5-3 on the year. He's up against Matt Boyd in this one. Cubs are actually coming in here off of a loss as well to Houston. They end up losing that series. They come in off a day off, actually, but did lose 2 out of 3 on the road. Houston after they looked pretty good against the Cardinals here. So I know Boyd good numbers here, but I'm going to end up on the over in this game here. I think the conditions are conducive to runs here. I know Cleveland certainly has been an under for sure, especially on the road, but Cubs are 21-17 to the over at home, and I expect both teams to actually put up some runs here. I know Cubs are pretty popular with the public here today as a big favorite. I know that I hear a lot of run line talk, but I think Cleveland might be able to actually stay in this game and make it a close game throughout. But I'm going to take the over here in this one tonight at probably 8.5 now. It looks like it's actually gone up even higher. So it opened around 7.5, and now we're up to 8 over or 8.5. So maybe I'm chasing a little steam here, but it does show you that the move is on the over, and I'll take it to go over tonight in Wrigley.
Hey, for me in that one, I got a short for you on that game, so definitely go check it out in the YouTube content here at Tony's Picks. So I'm going to look at a different game. I'll go look at, hey, my buddy Zach Gallen's on the bump there for Arizona. And you know what I think about that guy. He's been awful this year. I guess you give me, I think he's had a couple bright spots, but other than that, as I said, it's mostly Zach's falling. He's falling. We've seen some whole bunch of regression from that gentleman there. And the bookmakers got it him at 17.5 outs is his numbers tonight. So you know what? I'm going to take that under 17.5 outs there for Zach Gallen. It's at a nice plus price too. Under 17.5 outs plus 110. I see plus 115. Definitely shop your number, get the best of it there. I don't think he makes I don't think he finishes 6 innings there tonight, Ramon. Give me Zach Gallen under his outs. I just think it's one of them spots that look at the price. They're almost trying to look at Zach Gallen at home. You can get him on the cheap for $1.35. Yeah, no, thank you. Nope, give me the Giants in that one as well, full game. And then hey, it's man, I talked about this. This comes down. Yamamoto and Smith. I think I said take the over in that one earlier, and it's come down a little bit, 8.5. I don't know. We've seen Smith at times look half decent. And then we've seen Smith at times get rocked. So what Smith do you get tonight? I don't know. Flip this coin and maybe it'll tell you heads or tails which Smith you're going to get. It's also the same thing on the other side for the Dodgers, which Yamamoto you're going to get. We've seen him over a couple starts get hit up as well. So 8.5, I think that's too light. Give me the over there on that one. I think we see enough runs in LA to get us to 9, and that puts us over 8.5 there between the Dodgers and the White Sox.
The White Sox come in hot. They've won 2 in a row.
Well, hey, they're pretty good. I think they've won a couple times. They've come in at hot. I noticed that they've won 3 in a row. So I think they've had a couple times this season. They've had a 3-game win streak. Man, I can't do it. I wouldn't blame anybody if they wanted to take a shot there with the White Sox. Even the plus 1.5 might not be a bad way to get a plus money shot with the White Sox there now. Because if Smith deals, we know he has at times. Hey, you got a shot, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll take the over. I think we see plenty of runs. Hey, that wraps up.
350 line. Go ahead. Yeah, 350 line there. We're starting to see more of those, I guess, here to get the second half of the season going. But
as we go along, right, things start to shake out, pan out, as they say, and we start to see more of these 200 lines, minus 200, minus 200s. Some of these have climbed up though throughout the day. In a couple of these games, you look at the Yankees trying to make a game of it. Hey, that wraps up the MLB. Let's head on over. Big game tonight in the WNBA. Big news so far. I've seen that Kelly Clark is out in this one. She's not likely. She is not going to return for the Fever here in this matchup. Too bad, because it would have been a great matchup putting her in there, fitting against Collier. That's why this line is skyrocketed up to minus 11 in this one tonight. That's craziness in this matchup. So I guess we don't have to talk about it because the bookmaker tells you that this is going to be a blowout city. The Fever have no chance of making this close game. They're not even going to try. They're just going to write it in because at minus 11, yeah, they're telling you that they're not even going to give it an A effort here to try to win $500,000. Nah, they're not going to try that, right? Nah, you might as well just write it. You just hand it over to the links. I'll hand it over to Ramon to let us know what you think here on this one.
Oh, you're lining me up with a big giant softball to hit out of the park, Rod. Of course, I'm taking the Fever. $500,000. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this game tonight. I'm going to take 11 points, please. Maybe even sprinkle the money line a little bit. Look, Minnesota's great. I love Minnesota. I love Collier. I love these links for sure. But you put the Fever did okay in some of the games so far with that. It's been up and down, right? They've gotten blown out of a few games without Clark. They won a few games without Clark. They're a pretty good team. They, outside of Clark, they took steps. They've been taking steps to build this team up to be very, very good. It's a bummer. We all want to see her in this game, and she may even miss a little bit further time than this. I guess it was the joke was on us, or the fact that she had been taken off the injured list a little bit, and then she returned to the injured list yesterday around this time when we were on the air. So bummer for that, but I still think the Fever have some pretty nice players with Aaliyah Boston, right? And look, I've got Kelsey Mitchell. I talked about Mitchell and her point total. It kind of was tied in a little bit with Clark there. I talked about a prop over 19.5 points for Mitchell. I actually haven't looked at the props since the new injury reports come out, so I'll temper that a little bit. But look, Lexi Hall in there. I think this team can stay within double digits. This is a huge, huge opportunity for them, and I want to take the points. Of course I do. So I think the sarcasm meter was there, and maybe I'm just buying into it, but I'm going to take the points for $500,000. Please. The Lynx have definitely showed a little bit of vulnerability. They're not losing, but they haven't covered them all either. I know that. So they're at home, too. Don't forget, even though this is that championship game, they played it in a neutral site before. Not this time. It's in Minnesota here for sure. But the Lynx, they are 5-3 against the spread at home. So I see all the 11s out there. Give me the Fever, Rod. I'm buying in still, or now, or I was on them with Caitlin. I was on without Caitlin.
Well, yeah, either way. I was going to be on the Fever myself. I know they make this line looking like it was last time they met. It was 99-88. The Lynx got the win. It was last year though. This is the first meeting of the season between these two squads. The last two have been 11-point wins, 10-point wins. So I don't know. The bookmakers dropped this line down to 158. I'm going even without. I think this pace still is going to be a high pace game, even without Clark. The Fever are going to have to pick up that pace and go. I don't think the Lynx slows down to a crawl. The Fever. What happens is you lose your star player. You take more shots. So you do pick up that pace, and I think that's what happens here again. They dropped this line. Like it was 160. That's a 10-point line move on the total. Man, less wood to chop. I was giving the over on that one. So on this game kind of pisses me off because I've got the worst of the number on a couple occasions on the over. Because now I could get 158, and I said it had dropped a little. I think it was 164 this morning. Still like the over, even better, 158 now. So that's where that thing's got to. And then I took the Fever plus the 7 that I got where a 7 popped up. Now it's 11. Man, you get an even better number again. I think this is a closer game. And it does look like the Lynx win this game, kind of almost like a handoff. Like, here you go, you win the thingy. But as I alluded to, I don't think they're just going to roll over and fold to the Lynx here. This Fever squad, we've seen them win in a few games without Caitlin Clark. Step up and play some solid basketball games. Kept them close at times. So we'll see.
That game against Seattle, they played about a week ago or so on the road. They won it pretty convincingly. Remember, 94 to
Yep.
88 in a high scoring game, right? I know that. Maybe that was the high total. That was 168 on that night. And they also won their last game on the road. They were playing Dallas, but they were only a 2-point favorite, and they got the number there in that one. So I would say maybe, just maybe, overreaction to the best player in the league. And I know everybody's going to be talking about that player vote that came out, Rod. The players voted that Clark was the 9th best guard in the league. So, okay, I guess they're not missing too much. I think the bookmakers might be overreacting. Didn't they hear the player poll that had her as just the 9th best guard in the league? That's what everybody's been whining about on, or I won't say whining, but it's been a subject of debate there on social media today because I think it's clear the fans voted her number 1, and the media voted her number 2, and the player vote, the WNBA players voted her 9th best. So that bias is still in there a little bit. Maybe the bookmakers are voting too with that big move with her being out. But
a whole lot of money's come ever since. It's that overreaction. Lakes get up by 15 and they cruise to the win after that. Win by 8. Possible tonight. But it can also be a 20-point win for the Lynx blowout city. Not excited anymore, Ramon. It's just kind of like, it makes the Commissioner's Cup not so nice. It makes it be like almost like, you guys made it there, and almost like so you're just, I don't know. It's tough that injuries get in the way, but they have a bigger picture wanting to win the championship more than winning, I guess, $500,000.
Yeah, you can tell me I'd be out there scratching and clawing for everything.
Oh yeah, we all would be. I think the whole chat would be out there scratching and clawing if we put $500,000 in the middle.
Right?
Can you imagine the mosh pit we would have scratching along trying to get into it?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, no doubt. And and we said, I mean, again, they play her harder. This isn't something to just say, oh, that's not a big deal. Like I said, the super max. We just saw SGA sign his deal for $71 million on the super max in the NBA. The super max in the WNBA is $250,000, and that's only the few elite players in the league. So you want this money, 50 grand.
So you want this money, yeah. So give me the Fever plus 11.
Me too.
And the Fever hat hasn't seen. I haven't seen the Fever hat either, but I would bet a new hat. I would take the. You got to give me 11 though. Figure it out. Seeing to figure it out. Yeah, you figure it out. You have to give me 11.
I'm not kidding. I'm going to sprinkle the money line tonight. Nothing huge, but I don't want to believe that it will be that type of game just because of one player. And I'm not disrespecting Clark at all. I think it's clear that I'm a pretty big fan, and I think the players are wrong. I think she is great. I think she's a great for the league and what this league has accomplished, especially just a day after adding 3 more teams to the league. And I know everybody likes to say, right? I mean, they're going to be asking her to please represent us when we go to the collective bargaining agreement next time, and don't forget about that.
Yep, definitely. So, hey, all right, let's get to it as that part of the show. It's the parlay section, player prop game in the future. Leave it up to Ramon to decide tonight what he wants to give out here for us. And, hey, then he'll let us know what he's got going over at Tony'sPicks.com, because that's where you can find our best bets. The bets that we got our money on tonight are over at Tony's Picks. So kick it on over to Ramon. What do you got for us tonight, Ramon?
Yeah, I'm seeing to make sure there's no other cancellations here, and who knows what'll happen tonight at the FIFA Club World Cup. Rod, that's where I'm going to go with Monterrey taking on Borussia Dortmund. Germany and Mexico going at it here in the FIFA Club World Cup tonight. And the winner will take on Real Madrid. We saw Real Madrid just win a short time ago, 1-0 with a goal in the second half after a scoreless first half. So I do like Dortmund tonight, minus a half a goal here. You can take them on the three-way at minus $1.35. Yes, some of the teams have upset some of these good teams here, but I don't think, like I was comparing, and I made that call yesterday here on the show with Al Hilal. Remember to beat to win their game over the powerful Manchester City, right? Who saw this come? But again, Al Hilal, they've got a huge payroll. They're in the Saudi Pro League where they're throwing anybody who's willing to come is getting paid over there and playing in that Saudi Pro League. It's not a great league. It's top heavy with superstars. Here, hey, I'm a big Liga MX fan. I know what we get with a team like Monterrey, and Dortmund just brings their normal game. I think they will win this one, and they won't need penalty kicks in it. I'm going to take Borussia Dortmund tonight. This one's being played, though. No rain here. I think it's being played actually in the Dome in Atlanta, so don't worry about that. All right, tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com. Somehow, Rod, I have a 3-pack, and none of the games have been rained out. So go over there to Tony'sPicks.com and pick up my 3-pack of Major League Baseball games. I didn't plan it that way. That's just the way it's gone. So I'm glad about that. Give me a chance to win some money here. Over at Tony'sPicks.com, 3-pack Major League Baseball. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. And I may just happen to have a bet on the Indiana and Minnesota WNBA game as well. So pick up my $19 discount best bet over there at Tony'sPicks.com. So we found some things here, Rod, to talk about on our short show here with just the baseball and the one WNBA and not much else going on. But I was reminded by Ron Crawford. He said, don't forget the NBA Summer League coming up. We've covered that in the past on Tony's Picks. So we'll be able to make a few picks, I think, and find some summer basketball when the rookies get going here. And seeing all those free agents here over the last 48 hours, been at least something to check out and look at here for sports fans this week with the big free agency news in basketball and hockey. So check me out over at Tony's Picks.
Nice. And I was just saying, I had to look over at my package too, and I was like, hey, my package didn't get rained out either. So definitely, we got lucky there. Yeah, I had to go peek at my package, and I was like, yeah, hey, it's looking, it didn't get rained out. So doesn't have the pool look going, so it's looking like it's ready to go for tonight. I got a 3-pack over there. In that 3-pack does include my best bet of the day. So dropped it yesterday, looking for a nice little bounce back with that best bet. So that's included in the 3-pack over there at Tony's Picks. So jump aboard there. And then for you guys tonight, I got a little parlay going. We're going to take the Rays on the run line on the -1.5. Take the Texas Rangers on the -1.5. And then I'm going to throw in the Giants on the run line at the +1.5. You parlay those three up, and hey, guess what? You get a +630. I got +630 on that 3-team parlay. You can't go wrong with that. 6 times your money. I'm in with that one for tonight's action. Hey, that wraps it up for Tuesday's slate. Hopefully, some of these games get going and we don't get rained out because we've got enough. That'll make for a lot more extra games. Made up tomorrow, I believe, if we see some of these extra games get rained out. So could be in for some more baseball as well, extra tomorrow. But hey, that wraps it up for Tuesday. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. And hey, if you think you got what it takes to be the next capper here at Tony's Picks, tune in tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And hey, come in the comments, give us a shout, say hey, you want to try out, and we'll send you a link and you can come try out, give up some plays, see how you're going, see how you like it. And hey, see if you're the next fit here at Tony's Picks. So open opportunity, open auditions, as they say on the morning show. Tune in 9:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. Hey, that wraps it up for Tuesday, Ramon. Any final thoughts before we head on out for the evening?
I'm going to go with one more prop here in the big WNBA Commissioner's Cup game, and I'm going to take under 5.5 assists for the Lynx, Courtney Williams. If anybody's just watching the game for the first time, she'll be easy to find out. There, she's got the fuchsia hair, and I've got her under 5.5 assists tonight in the game with the Fever.
And for me, give me Brandon Lowe to hit a home run. Take it for an RBI too. He's hit He's been hot as Brandon Lowe for the Rays, hitting home runs. He's got 3 in his last 5 games. He's got 4 RBIs in his last 5 games as well. So we Brandon Lowe for a home run and a ribby tonight for the Rays. Throwing that in there to finish off Tuesday's action with a little drop action. Thanks, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday. Appreciate everybody that tunes in, even in the chat. Shout out, Brian. Couldn't make it with us. Kind of had a late night for him, so hey, it happens. Shout out Brian in the chat, Ron Hahn in the chat, Andrew in the chat. Shout out him as well. Figuring it out. Hey, maybe there will be a grill off. You never know. I'm down. Anybody want to take me on in a grill off? Definitely, I'm down. GLB Bet's in there. Who else was that? Big Scott's in there. Big Scott looking to cash out a big parlay. Tony Cobb's in there as well. Shout out, Tony. In the chat. JM's in the chat. Nicholas Handy. Shout out everybody in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday, everybody. See you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Happy hour. Tune in. See you guys.